For Wall Street Media, this is Melissa. I'm here with Doug, and we're going to help you make money in the stock market with information you can't find anywhere else.
Good morning, my wonderful pal. How are we doing?
Good morning. We're doing great.
We're the only ones doing great. The market is collapsing, but we're going to bring you good stuff and good companies that you ought to take a look at. This is from JMP's Healthcare Conference. JMP, super smart, polished, and sophisticated gang. You can see the whole conference, right? If you want to.
Yep, you can watch it at wsw.com/webcast/JMP7.
Or you can tune into my lovely co-host here, and we're going to bring you some highlights and some CEO videos.
We have Alfred Merriweather, CFO of Monogram Biosciences, ticker MGRM, talks about their technology platform, Biotech.
Just a little bit of background on our technology platform, the Biotech platform. The unique thing about Biotech is it measures in a very quantitative way proteins and their activity forms, which is really the source of action of the drug. And when you're trying to predict whether the drug will respond or not, we believe that's where you want to measure. Even though many of the existing technologies tend to be more gene-centric, many of those tests, especially the IHC tests for protein expression, are very qualitative and unreliable. But that's where the technologies have been in the past, and we view our Biotech platform and the hallmark assay on which it's based as a bit of a game changer in that sense. So what we're doing with the Biotech platform, our first product is Hallmark. It is a measure of the HER2 total protein quantity and the HER2 homodimer, which we believe is a far superior measure of those things and is currently available for physicians as an indication of whether Herceptin response can be expected or not. We're currently building out the range of assays beyond the 2 total and the 2 homodimer with a HER3 assay, a HER2/3 heterodimer assay, and a P95 assay, and those are in advanced development, and our plan is to roll one or other of those into an expanded version of Herceptin that would perhaps indicate where Herceptin is not enough and where combination therapy might be relevant in breast cancer. And then as the range of assays gets built out, that will allow us to address through clinical studies a multiple range of cancers. We believe the EGFR family is prevalent in a lot of cancer types. For example, lung cancer, an assay focused on HER1, perhaps the HER11 homodimer might be very relevant, but by mixing and matching these various HER assays, we expect over time to be able to address a broad range of solid tumor cancers. So Hallmark, again, is an accurate and quantitative measure of HER2 expression and signaling, and is designed to provide physicians with better information to guide their treatment decisions. Today, it's a measurement of HER2 status. We have clinical studies in progress that will add clinical validation to that in terms of likelihood of Herceptin response. And as I said, with the additional analytes that we'll add in, we expect to be able to add resistance markers, which again could be a guide to combination therapy in breast cancer.
Hey, Monogram are getting squeezed right now. They're down 3% today, but everybody's down today. I wish I was only down 3% today. You're going to have to buy lunch today, by the way. They've got progress in their cancer programs, and they just reaffirmed their guidance for the year, right? These are guys that you might want to take a look at, right? Rough times right now, rough market, right? Not too much credit or liquidity out there, and that's what the biotechs need when they're in early stages. But they're reaffirming their guidance, and they're moving forward with their oncology programs.
As long as they're moving forward, it's pretty much kind of promising.
That's what we like.
We also have Michael Hufford, VP of Corporate Development for Cypress Biosciences, ticker CYPB, talks about the company's forward strategy, highlighting milnacipran.
In terms of our forward strategy, the development of milnacipran, I think, was prototypic in many respects. We didn't start with a drug and wonder what it could be used to treat. Conversely, we started with a clinical problem. Where is there an unmet medical need? And we identified a dramatic one, frankly, in the case of fibromyalgia. After identifying that clinical problem, we set out to find the appropriate pharmacology that we thought could treat it, and again, found a wonderful candidate in our lead candidate, milnacipran. So moving forward, we continue to look at areas of unmet medical need where there's a clinical problem to be solved. And that clinical problem could be solved with a therapeutic. It could be solved with a diagnostic or a prognostic assay. And so moving forward now, in terms of the commercialization, we obviously are very busy preparing in the best case scenario for the launch of milnacipran with Forest Laboratories, and as well as for the launch of the personalized medicine assets later this year. From a drug development perspective, we remain very selective and focused on products that are going to be prescribed to our target physician audience of pain specialists, rheumatologists, and the PM&R docs. Plan to leverage our success through in-licensing and acquiring other late-stage opportunities, and we'll be continuing to conduct some very innovative proof-of-concept studies as well. From a personalized medicine laboratory development perspective, really a parallel effort there, trying to identify unmet medical needs that these personalized medicine services can address, and then in-license or internally develop those as well.
Now, he's a great speaker. He can really get his point across and make it understandable for the average person.
And that's wonderful. And I'm going to make this understandable for the average person. Take some of your money and go buy some of their stock right now. As soon as I finish this show, I'm going to take some of my money and buy some of their stock right now. And I'm going to tell you why. You can go to the lobby, listen to the whole thing, right? Do your own research. But these guys, coverage was just initiated on them by RBC. Very smart, sharp, sophisticated bankers and analysts, right? We're doing the RBC conference in London tonight at 3 in the morning. We'll have highlights for you tomorrow. RBC has them in Outperform. Okay, their product that you were talking about, Milnacipran, right, is going to be decided on the FDA. That approval is getting closer and closer, and Jeffries and Company, their analysts reiterated a buy on them, saying that there's a 70–80% chance the company will receive a positive decision sometime in October. Let me tell you something, guys. I'm getting slaughtered, right? My stock sheet looks an awful lot like your shirt, right? It's pretty much all red. But I'm going to buy some of these guys as soon as we finish the show, okay? JMP liked them, Jeffries liked them, RBC liked them, I like them. We've got another one.
We do. Kimberly Popovitz, President and COO of Genomic Health, ticker GHDX, discusses expanding from only treating breast cancer to prostate cancers and talks about their increased emphasis on diagnostics.
So finally, and I hope I didn't go over more than 5 or 10 minutes, Charles, but I wanted to talk about what the next chapters are. So we've got a lot of opportunity for growth. I mentioned that we're addressing patients, about 100,000 patients that are ER positive and node negative. We're also beginning to see some increased usage for the node positive population based on clinical data presented last year. And we're expanding into other cancers. So if you look at the work that we're doing with breast cancer, and I should back up there and mention DCIS, which is a fairly large patient population that we're doing work in addition to the node-positive group and aromatase inhibitors. We're also looking to expand the 21 genes by looking at chemotherapy benefits, both with taxane response and in the DCIS area. But further, in the program that we announced last year that's moved into development is our colon program. We'll enter into a validation study as we speak. We hope to have data to report to you sometime late first half of next year, early second half. Considering and hoping for positive data there, we would be ready to launch that product late next year under a CLIA scenario. If we move towards a different regulatory pathway as defined by any guidance from FDA, that could be a PMA or a 510K pathway, then we would certainly move in that direction, and that timeline would shift out a bit. But internally, we're preparing to have flexibility to go in any one of those directions. In addition, we're looking at prostate cancer, non-small cell lung cancer, renal and melanoma. Those programs are not as far along in development, as you can see there, but very big opportunities for the company and opportunities for us to continue to help cancer patients in terms of informing their treatment decisions.
Hey, she is just brilliant, right? I watched her presentation yesterday, and I thought, man, super impressive. Smart people going right in the right direction. Oppenheimer just initiated coverage on these guys in addition to JMP, right? And Oppenheimer's got them at Perform. I think they're being a little conservative. What else do we have?
We have Barry Court, President and CEO of Ardea Biosciences, ticker RDEA, describes the company's product development pipeline, namely RDEA 806, for HIV currently in Phase 2, and other products that target gout and cancer inflammation. Court also discussed potential partners for RDEA 806 and explained the valuable candidacy of the company as a partner due to the strong results of the Phase 2A trials. Stephen Warland, President and CEO of Anidis Pharmaceuticals, ticker ANDS, mentioned full PK and safety data will be reported at the end of October 2008 in San Francisco on the ANA 598 Phase 1 trial. He described the low nanomolar replicon potency for genotype 1 and said the company's position can support upcoming data events.
Okay, guys, let me tell you something. Super fabulous ideas for you in a really rough market. Some of these guys pick the right ones and have a basket are going to make you heroes, and you're going to look back and be very happy. Super rough market. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Hopefully we wise up and we do the right things. But I'm going to buy some Cypress Biosciences after this, and I'm going to look at some of the others.
And we're here every day at Wall Street Media, and you can find us directly at WSMCO.com. Thank you.